What's up, party people? Today is day 32. Today is last day of the second block. So we're aiming for a triple at 300 on conventional. Whether I've got the minerals in me to do it is one thing. I currently am fighting with a gum infection, which is awesome. So what I thought was my wisdom teeth causing all this pain. So what I thought was my wisdom teeth coming through. They are the problem, but they're not what's causing me pain. Basically, where my wisdom teeth have come through, the gum hasn't receded properly to allow my tooth to come through. So what I've ended up doing in my sleep apparently is causing trauma to the gum, which as far as I'm aware just means I've bitten it really hard whilst I'm sleeping. And it's basically meant that I've had an open wound in my mouth, and instead of getting an ulcer, I've got an infection, which makes it sound far worse than it actually is. Basically, all I have to do is take 3 days of antibiotics, and apparently that will sod off this infection lovely, which I'm looking forward to. I will be able to feel the left side of my face again, which will be amazing, instead of it just being painful. And I'm looking forward to that hugely, as I'm sure you can imagine. Oh, that is some pre-workout, all right? So, oh, pardon me. Woo. Today is, as I said, the 3x300 conventional deadlift, which would be the heaviest set of deadlifts I've ever pulled. I think the most in sumo I've pulled was like 310 or 312 and a half for a double. So this will be the most reps I've ever pulled 300 for, and it will be in conventional. I've then got some 3-3 pause bench afterwards, which I think is like 210. And then I'm going to go a bit ham with the accessories. It's my last day and I'm deloading, so I think I'm just going to chase like some nasty chest and back pump. Maybe chuck in biceps and triceps again, because I did them yesterday and they're not even sore. So I obviously didn't do them well enough, I think, is the takeaway for that. Obviously it's not that I'm Wolverine and that my body's recovered quick enough, it's just I didn't do them well enough. So I am going to get after it, as they would say. I don't think I have any Sam Sulek's words of wisdom or advice for anybody. Not today. Today I just need to go lift, and then this weekend I'm away at English Bench Champs, supporting my partner Charlie. So hopefully she can absorb just a small percentage of the bench power that I have, and then she will win every weight class. But no, she's looking good for what she's trying to do. She has a lot of self-doubt with her lifts because she's a very competitive person. So she's competitive most with herself. But I think she's gonna absolutely dominate. So I'm looking forward to that. But that about sums up this little intro. I think it's time we get to the gym, don't you? I'll see you there. Catch.
And that was definitely RP10. I doubt you'll be able to see, but pulling on this bar, because of the lack of knurling, it does just pull out of my hand. And I basically have like white hand, bare skin white hand, where it's pulled down and along. Didn't help, I think the clip actually slipped off as well. Yeah, it did. The clip slipped off as well, which is just awesome. But no, I'm happy with that. I'm very much 50-50 as to whether to count that as a new PR, given, oh, to be fair, actually I can see the plates weren't pushed all the way on this side, so yeah, I'll take that as my own fault, but still pretty cool. A nice way to end off the block as well. I think I might just do some like 220 back downs, and then I'm gonna do my pause bench and stuff. So I'll see you for that. I've got a bench now, so I'll see you for bench. The wisdom tooth issue is causing a lot of pain when I'm benching at the moment. So to avoid that, and also because I'm tired, I'm just going to do like 2 sets of 8 close grip and then get on with accessories. Yeah, this hurts. All right, time for accessories. So that is the end of the block. So that is the end of the second block. There was a PR deadlift, conventional or sumo, 320. Definitely what we would call an RPE 10. To be fair, it is it's still, you know, on not calibrated plates, not on a calibrated bar, but I will take it, basically. Any positive motion in the right direction. It does not help that I think as I was coming off the ground, the clip just slid because the plates you saw started to space out on the right hand side. And that mixed with just still not quite having that like perfect conventional form. But I am really enjoying doing conventional right now, to be honest. Yeah, it's nice, I can brute force it. You know, if you had loaded 320 and asked me to have the same fight with it that I did in conventional as I would sumo, I wouldn't be able to do that. The second I'd go to lift, the bar would pivot me over my hips. And because it's more quad dominant, more anterior chain, I wouldn't have been able to pull myself back behind the bar, but conventional, I can do that. I can do that very well. So I'm happy with that. We've got a 320 deadlift this week, along with a 252.5 bench and 292.5 deadlift. So what's that? 320, 252, 5, 7, 2.5, and then so hang on. So the best lifts of this block so far have been a 5.2.5 bench, a 320 deadlift, and a 292.5 squat. So we ended this block out with an 865 total, which, although I am, you know, I was below that 900 that I was shooting for. I wanted 310, 250, 340. I will take it for having so many weird things thrown at me. Especially as, like, these last couple of days, I've been on antibiotics for like this gum infection I've been talking about. So I'm not mad about it, you know, man. If we can get the squat now to just start pushing in the right direction, then I'm gonna have an unstoppable bench, a slightly below par deadlift, and a slightly below average squat. But it might just be enough, you know? I think if I can hit a 300 squat, a 250 deadlift, and like I'd like to hit that 320 in comp, I'll have an 870 total. And I think I'll be happy with that. Like an 870 total will win me Southerns without a doubt. And then I've just got to put on 30 kilos between Southerns and Nationals to hit that magical 900. And then we'll see, man, we'll see if it's good enough. Probably not. I think the top 3 were definitely over 900 from what I remember. But who knows, man, who knows? They might have a bad day, I might have a wonderful day. So we're shooting for, I was 6th, I'd like to be top 4 at Nationals. You know, if I'm not on the podium, I want to be the 4th guy there. So that's what I'm shooting for. But yeah, so that rounds out block 2. Next week is a deload. So I might not film that, we'll see. I might just take a little bit of time off and give myself a bit of mental reprieve from this all. But I'll let you know. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope your lifts stay big, your stresses stay small, and I'll see you for the next episode. Catch.